What if I told you that the very noise in your head, the endless chatter that never seems to stop, isn't proof that you're alive, but proof that you're tired? You run from one thought to the next, convinced that constant thinking is what keeps you safe, what keeps you sharp, what keeps you moving forward. But pause for a second. Ask yourself, when was the last time your thoughts gave you peace instead of pressure? You wear your mind like armor. But have you noticed how heavy it's become? The regrets of yesterday cling to you. The fears of tomorrow sit on your shoulders. You carry both at once, and it leaves little space for now. And the harder you think, the more you feel like you're drowning in your own head. But look, your thoughts never were meant to be a chain. They were never meant to be your life. They are tools, not masters. They're supposed to light the way, not incinerate you. But somewhere along the line, you learned that silence is lethal, that if you ever stopped thinking, you'd lose your edge. The truth? Silence is not your enemy. Silence is your doorway. When was the last time clarity came from overthinking? Be honest. Your best ideas, your deepest truths, they didn't come while you were grinding your brain into dust. They came in stillness, while walking, while staring at the fire, while lying awake in the quiet night. Wisdom doesn't scream, it whispers, but you can't hear it until the noise fades. Your mind is like a snow globe. Every thought shakes it, scattering pieces everywhere. But leave it alone, even for a breath, and the storm settles. Then, for the first time, you can actually see through the glass. That is awareness. That is peace. You weren't born to exist in your own head. You were not made to compute, to critique, and then reenact every moment until you do break. You were born to do so much more than pay bills and die. And the reality is, the greatest moments of your life were never narrated. They came in silence. The hush of a breath in between kisses, the soft glow of morning, the stillness of holding someone you love close to your heart. Yet silence feels unnatural to you, doesn't it? You were raised in a world that told you, keep moving, keep planning, keep producing, or you'll fall behind. And so you keep thinking, because you believe thinking equals control. But the more you grasp, the further peace slips away. I'll tell you something you may not believe yet. Resting is not laziness. Wanting stillness is not weakness. Craving peace does not mean you are broken. It means you are human. And in your humanness, you are already enough. Look closely at your thoughts. Count how many of them are fears that you've recycled. Old shadows dressed as urgency, concerns that evaporate the minute you cease feeding them. Not every thought needs to be combated. You don't have to solve every problem in your head. Most of them were only smoke, and when you let them float away, something brighter moves in the kind of awareness that doesn't feel like work, presence that feels like home. This is the shift you've been waiting for, to realize that peace is not earned, it's uncovered. It was here all along, beneath the noise. You don't have to think your way into it. You only have to stop drowning yourself in the storm, and when you at last permit silence to come back, you will see it plain. Stillness does not mean surrender. Stillness is power. Power to hear your own voice, power to rest without apology, power to stand in your life without the need to justify anything to anybody. So when silence comes, embrace it like a friend you didn't even know you needed. Let it tell you that not everything pertains to a plan. Not everything needs a thought. Not everything needs a Some things just need you here, present, breathing. You were never meant to think endlessly. You were meant to live, to feel, to simply be. So rest, little stardust, rest. And remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the vast sky they drift through. You are not the storm. You are the stillness beneath it. And in that stillness, you are already free.